coming out of Washington, D.C., as well as New York City and the city of Miami. Good morning and welcome to today's breaking news story. This is going to be a shorter update with a couple of really big stories. Sadly, Trump's former mayor Rudy Giuliani, who's been on my show, has lost a major defamation lawsuit against election poll workers down in the state of Georgia. He said that these two women allegedly pulled briefcases out after poll workers were ordered to go home and ran the tape over and over and over to try to add more ballots for Joe Biden. He has lost this lawsuit. It was a $150 million lawsuit, and he has now been ordered to hand over all of his assets to these two women, including his penthouse in the city of New York. In New York City, he has to turn over luxury watches, his Mercedes, all of his furniture, all of the money in his bank account. The judge has ruled that he has lost this defamation lawsuit. Very, very sad. He is a fighter for the United States of America. I'm not going to weigh in on anything about the election workers. I'm just letting you guys know what is going on with Trump's former lawyer, Rudy Giuliani. Now, this is also really, really big. We are 13 days from an election. And right here we have President Joe Biden calling for Donald Trump to be arrested. So he wants the Republican frontrunner to be arrested less than 2 weeks from the presidential election. He says that Donald Trump is a threat to democracy, that he is a criminal, that he must be locked up. Do you understand what this means? This is the sitting president of the United States of America openly calling for his political enemy to be locked up. This is the president of the United States calling for his predecessor, Kamala Harris, to have her political opponent locked up. We are living in a banana republic. This is what happens in Venezuela. This is what happens in Russia. This is not what happens in the United States of America. And yet, this is what's going on. Now, in his defense, the White House says maybe Joe Biden was misunderstood. Maybe Joe Biden didn't mean to say he's got to be locked up, that he's got to be thrown in jail. Maybe what he meant was he should be incarcerated. Like, okay, so are you just pulling out a thesaurus and going through every different way of saying jail somebody? Like that's all they're really saying. Now, Kamala Harris has not condemned this. She's ignoring the fact that her president, the person she's trying to take over office from, has openly called for Donald J. Trump to be thrown in jail before the election. Let me know in the comments, what do you guys think about this? A sitting president calling for just less than 2 weeks before a presidential election to be locked up. I think that this is so inappropriate. This, to me, just goes to show that Joe Biden, they cannot hide his mental problems. They cannot hide his dementia. They should not have let him out in front of cameras. But he is. I just want to let you guys know this is a major breaking story coming out of Washington, D.C. Joseph Robinette Biden is calling for his political opponent, Donald J. Trump, to be arrested. All right, now, did you know that Kamala Harris has taken a day off from campaigning? Apparently, the stress of running for president has become too much. She's tired. Her last 5 events, she's only been able to go on stage for 6 to 7 minutes. But she's openly said Donald J. Trump is the tired one, that Donald Trump is the exhausted one, that he has mental issues, that he can't perform the duty of being president of the United States, right? This comes down to the question, when you get that 3 a.m. phone call that your enemies have attacked one of your bases or the homeland of America, who do you want answering the phone? And Kamala Harris has just shown us that 14 days before the election, she needs a day off. She needs a personal day. For what? She says to prepare for her NBC interview. So you're telling me that you can't perform your duties as the president, that you need an entire day off to rest and mentally prepare for what will absolutely be a softball interview? Unbelievable. All right. Now, for those of you who don't know, Donald Trump, my gosh, this guy's going all around the country. He's going to be on Joe Rogan on Friday, probably coming out late Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. And then on Sunday, he's going to be at Madison Square Garden in New York City, Manhattan, where he's expected to have a sellout crowd in the state of New York, in the city of New York. But yesterday, he was in Miami, where he met with Christians and Latinos and Latino Christians, and they came together to pray over former President Donald Trump, to pray that he can fix the country, that he can fix the border, that he can make life safe again, that he can make life more affordable again. Now, at this conference, none of them said that Trump is this like incredible scriptorian, that he knows the Bible front to back, that he is a perfect Christian, anything like that. They said, no, he is a Christian, and we believe that he is supposed to be president of the United States. So they prayed over him, and then they listed out all of the things that he will do for Christians and Hispanics and Latinos, such as make America safe, how he will get interest rates down, which will bring down the cost of cars, which will bring down the cost of mortgages, which will help alleviate the pressure on rental property owners so that the price of rent can come down, the cost of food can come down. They're going to drill like crazy. Now, listen to this. I forgot to tell you guys one thing. Trump's spokeswoman, Carolyn Levitt, she made this comment about Joe Biden calling for Donald Trump to be arrested. She said, Joe Biden just admitted the truth. He and Kamala's plan all along has been to politically persecute their opponent, President Trump, because they can't beat him fair and square. The Harris administration is the real threat to democracy. We call on Kamala Harris to condemn Joe Biden's disgraceful remarks. Now, so far she hasn't, but I agree with Carolyn Levitt. She needs to come out against Joe Biden calling for Donald Trump to be arrested. Okay, let me show you what a CEO of a major oil and gas company, Sunshine Gasoline Distributors, Max Alvarez, had to say about Donald Trump, and I completely agree with what he has to say. Let's listen to this together.
Without a doubt, that the first day that we elect Mr. Donald J. Trump, our next president, the first day in office, I guarantee you he will solve half of the problems that we have. The most important. Most important, on November 5th, the election is not about you and us, it's about freedom and oppression, and this is the only man that I know that can handle that. This is the only man that has survived, for the grace of God, things that we can never imagine, and he gets up and he says, fight, fight, fight. I happen to be honored today.
So this Hispanic CEO of a major oil and gas company, Max Alvarez, says this election isn't about Trump and it's not about us. It's about the fact that he stands between us and our freedom and oppression. And that if Kamala Harris and Joe Biden and Obama get to continue to destroy the United States of America, that we won't recognize this place anymore. And so anyway, you can see, oh my gosh, the people, this beautiful room of Christians and Latinos and Hispanics were, I mean, a standing ovation. They believe in Donald Trump, and so do I. I think it's going to be absolutely incredible. All right, that's my news update for today. Now I want to share something from one of our video sponsors that I think can help save some of you quite a bit of money if you own a mortgage. Today's economic environment is still really stressful for a lot of us, but with the Fed finally dropping interest rates, there is no better time than right now to put you and your family in a better financial position. If you're a homeowner, American Financing is helping thousands of families around the country, just like you and me, who have been putting everyday expenses on credit cards to get out from underneath that debt by tapping into their home equity. American Financing is saving their borrowers over $800 a month on average. $800 a month is like $10,000 a year. And it costs absolutely nothing to find out if they could refinance you and help you save money and lower your mortgage rate. Now, if you close in the next 10 days, you might be able to skip 1 or 2 mortgage payments. It just depends. That's also money that you could use to pay down your debt or put into savings. Now, they have salary-backed mortgage people, so they really are looking out for your very best interest. If this is something that you would like to learn more about, I want you to call 888-686-8030. Again, that's American Financing. I'm going to put a direct link to their website down below. If you are in my YouTube community and you have a mortgage with equity and you want to try to lower your rate or lower your bills, lower that payment, please reach out to them. But that's my update for today. Mayor Rudy Giuliani being dragged through the legal system for backing Trump. Biden openly calling for Donald Trump to be arrested less than 2 weeks before the election. Kamala Harris refusing to refute what Biden said. Kamala Harris taking a day off because she's too exhausted and needs to mentally prepare, and Christians, Hispanics, and Latinos meeting in Miami to say Donald Trump is the person to solve your problems. Hey, I love you guys. I'll be back on later today with an incredible interview about how Donald Trump is absolutely dominating in the polls and the Electoral College. I love you. Give this video a like. Hit the subscribe button, and I will see you on the next video.